I'm cold. I'm cold. Are you cold, Natalie?
No, I'm heating up under infrared.
Oh, would you like to know what Natalie and I have been doing, Dee and Caddy?
Yes, please.
If we must.
We've been revived, haven't we?
Yes. We have been revived by Revive. And if you'd like to know what has happened to us, please welcome the wonderful Natalie from Revive, who is going to tell us all about this incredible place in Weybridge in Surrey that will literally change your life and your health.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hi, Natalie.
Hello.
I haven't met you before, but I've heard all about you, and I've actually seen you on video, and when these two lovely ladies were falling about, and I want to talk seriously to you now about everything, because what you're doing is groundbreaking and very, very interesting.
Well, I'd like to introduce you, Natalie, because you know Natalie, and that is Dee, and beside Dee is Caddy. So, Natalie, we were so blown away with our experience with you at Revive, but even more blown away by your story of how it's happened. So if you'd like to tell everybody how this, Natalie has the most wonderful place, and I'd like you to tell everyone why this happened.
Oh, well, I'd like to say it's a happy accident, but it's something that I've kind of come to as a result of, I think, 6 years of being in not a good place with our health, me and my husband, and just wanting to find something to make me feel better and me function better. But, you know, I kind of realised that in order to get these therapies, I needed to find them, and I realised there were none in the area. And then when you research them, because I initially wanted to get some type of cold therapy for my immune system. So a little bit of background, I've got MS. I've got tumour factive MS, and I got struck down with it about 6 years ago. Well, it was diagnosed 5 years ago, but my initial flare-up happened 6 years ago. And I have been trying to get back to health and wellness in just the best way that I can. Now, I've researched all cold therapy for the immune system. You know, I've seen about the Wim Hof and the cold showers but I just knew that I did not want to do wet cold. It was too uncomfortable, and I just didn't fancy it. So I discovered cryotherapy. And you know, I hate the cold with a passion. I walk around in a heated gilet all winter. I sit under a blanket on the sofa every night. I have my heated car seat on wherever I go. So I hate the cold, but for 2.5 minutes, for those health benefits, I can do anything. So that's how the cryo element came into the business. But when I started researching these businesses, you don't just have cryotherapy, you have cryotherapy in red light, or cryotherapy in hyperbaric, or just all these other business elements, health elements that kind of link together. Now, I've been doing red light therapy at home for 2 years, but people just don't know about it. There's 50,000 medical studies on red light therapy. So I knew I wanted red light element to the business. So it was going to be cryotherapy and red light therapy. And then actually we just ended up bolting on all these different wellness therapies, and have actually ended up with a really comprehensive wellness centre all under one roof. And I think it only dawns on me. Yes,
it's fabulous the way you've got it laid out as well. It's just so, it feels very airy and spacious. It feels so uncluttered, doesn't it, Debbie? It's just,
yeah. Well, Natalie and I are going to show a tiny little clip of us in the sort of the light room. So this is the hypnotic light that helps you sleep and helps you sort of meditate. And this is just a tiny clip of Natalie and I.
So I've done my 5-point check. You've got gloves, hat, mask, socks and slippers, and they're about to go in.
Oh my God.
Well done.
Oh, it's a snowman.
We are having neuro relaxation, and now the lights have changed colour a little bit.
So this is chromotherapy, healing through different light.
Oh, we got chromotherapy now, healing through different lights.
It's retraining your brain. If you listen to the whole program, and you do courses of these. So they do sleep courses to help with sleep, neuro relaxation, emotions management.
I love you. Will you marry me? Yes. Isn't this romantic?
We've done some very strange things, you and I. Oh, wow, that's great. So, Natalie, you did ask me to marry you.
I did. And you said yes.
Yes.
She accepted.
So see what you started, Natalie?
Oh,
And
no.
every time anybody says Natalie, I go, yes. And it's you as well as me. We're both Natalies. Listen, we had the best, most fun, fantastic time with you. I didn't know what to expect. I've had an incredibly painful foot for some time, haven't been able to work out what it is, had an MRI, had an X-ray, all kinds of different things. And I was told recently that it may be a tiny little stress fracture. And all the machines you put me on, the next day I got out of bed and I thought, it feels better. And it felt better for a couple of days. It's now gone back a bit. But I just kept thinking, was it yesterday that did that to me? And it must have been, because I haven't felt that good in ages. So we had what was the sauna? We had the infrared sauna.
Yeah.
The infrared bed.
Yeah.
Then the cryotherapy, which is really cold. And but it's kind of invigorating cold, isn't it?
Yeah, my favourite. But I love I must come back and go on the machine. You know, the machine that makes you relax. I love that. I love that, and must come back from the infrared because that did wonders for my complexion. But Dee, what did you want to ask, Natalie?
Well, I was intrigued when you said it changes the pattern of your brain, and I thought that sounds. If you don't describe that, if we don't learn about that, I think people will want to know what that is, because that's quite a revolutionary thing, isn't it? Can you tell us what that is, please?
So the impulse rebalance bed is a guided meditation, and what it's working on, it's marketed as a solution to chronic stress, and it's working to rebalance your alpha and your beta brainwaves. And that's why people get stressed, is because their alpha and beta brainwaves get out of balance. So this, through a guided meditation with lights, so the lights on the top give you breathing exercise, the lights are chromotherapy, healing through different light colors, and they are almost reprogramming your brain. In the way that you're dealing with stress, and that's the key. It's giving you techniques, whether that's just breathing techniques or relaxation techniques. It gives you techniques to reprogram your brain to be able to deal with stressful situations. And there's different classes on there, or courses that you do. So there's sleep management courses, there's neuro relaxation, there's emotions management. There's also they're developing one for children with ADHD and that carry a lot of anxiety. So it's just about helping you manage your stress levels, because we all know what stress does to you. I don't think we have any comprehension the damage that stress is doing, and both me and my husband have both been struck down with autoimmune diseases brought on by stress. Mm-hmm. And you know, it's almost we are constantly running away from that saber-toothed tiger, and we just don't ever really relax or learn how to chill out. And not everyone is big into meditation, and on this bed you can't help but relax and zone out.
That's lovely. I mean, look, I'm really into meditation, so I think it's the sort of thing I'd really like to do. Is it expensive, Natalie?
No, it's a single session is £45, but you buy them in blocks of 5 or 10, and the idea is that you do a course. So you do a course. You do it. You don't want to leave more than 2 weeks between sessions.
Yes.
Because then you're undoing a lot of the work that has gone in. But it's all relative. And I suppose if you can meditate on your own at home, it is more expensive. But actually, that bed has actually been described as the sleeping giant, because I think it's underutilized. And I think it could be very powerful, not just for, I've got lots of middle-aged men who are, high-level performing executives who use it to kids with ADHD, to teenagers with anxiety and stress from exams, to menopausal women who just have real problems with their sleep. So it can appeal to such a vast market. And it's actually is used with PSG. They've got one, the football club PSG have used it, and that company have worked with the French Olympic team and a Tour de France team. So there's a lot of science behind it.
Wonderful. I would definitely love to come.
I want to come and do it properly without Debbie Arnold beside me.
Caddy, you can come with me next time.
Yes, please.
Share that bed.
Yes.
Just for you.
Oh, Caddy, you'd love it, wouldn't you? Natalie Caddy has got 7 children, all classical musicians. So she has got a lot of things going on.
A bit of meditation and peace and quiet and sleep would be very nice.
Yeah.
But I'm fascinated by the infrared. Why does that work?
Infrared is so powerful, but so underutilized. As I said, there's 50,000 studies on the benefits of red light. It's been proven now that a bad light diet is as bad for us as a junk food diet. So not exposing our eyesight, our brain to natural light in the morning messes up our circadian rhythm, but also we don't get enough red light. Now, we used to be exposed to red light sitting around the fireplace, but who does that anymore? Nobody does.
Yeah.
A red light is very powerful in terms of our circadian rhythm, so it increases melatonin production by up to 70%. But my bed, so we've got the infrared sauna, which is great for detoxification and general cell health. But my Rolls Royce of red light bed is my Nova Thought, which is red and near infrared. And it's the near infrared that's invisible to the human eye, but that penetrates up to 10 centimeters through your skin and bone, which is why it's so good for taking out any inflammation. So arthritis is fantastic for arthritis. My mum has really bad arthritis in her ankles and she uses it 3 times a week. It's great for gut health. Now, these are things that we didn't necessarily know about, but we've had people with Crohn's, colitis and diverticulitis use the bed and literally feel the results that evening.
What about osteoporosis and osteopenia? Do you think it can help with that?
Yes, definitely. It's just not known about, yes, it's just not as widely known, but it's non-invasive. So obviously you're not taking tablets, and it's just so beneficial for overall health. It's amazing for collagen production and sleep. So as I say, it can increase melatonin production by up to 70%. So I try and go on pretty much every day if I can.
The infrared sauna that you put me in, that was great because it wasn't all that steamy stuff. It was actually just this really wonderful penetrating heat. And I liked it so much more than a real sauna.
Exactly, that's what a lot of people say to me. Oh, I don't like saunas, they're too hot, they're too... but actually, it's a really gentle... typically, we run it at 60 and 65 degrees, but the difference is it's heating you rather than the room. So you're not just going into a really hot room, it's heating you. And that's through near, mid and far infrared waves that are coming out from the back panels. And that's what's heating. So my sauna isn't necessarily about the heat. And some days you'll go in and sweat lots. Other days you won't at all. And that's all about getting the toxins out. So it very much varies. So some days you'll really come out and you will be sweating. Other days you won't at all because maybe you don't have as many toxins that day.
And the
hyperbaric, the massage chair as well.
Yeah, and the hyperbaric. I mean, I'd love you to explain that to us.
Yeah,
Yes.
the hyperbaric's really interesting, and it's one therapy that I don't get to use as much as I'd like, but is so popular and getting increasingly popular. So the hyperbaric is a chamber that you sit in that's pressurized. And the fact that it's pressurized, it dissolves the oxygen and hydrogen into your blood plasma. So you've got increased oxygen going around your system that's not just carried on the hemoglobin. It's now, you've almost got a dual carriageway of oxygen to go around your system. And the key to that is because it's dissolved into the blood plasma, that the blood plasma travels all over your body. So if you've got injuries in parts of your body that have a poor blood supply, or you're post-op, so ACL surgeries, any kind of surgery, that's great for healing. It's also amazing for jet lag. So I've had a chap come in he was dubious because you don't necessarily feel any different. And he came out, he'd just flown back from China, he'd come out and he kind of said, yes, well, we'll wait and see. And then he texted me on Sunday morning and said, hi, Natalie, can I just say that I've just had the best post-flight sleep. I've slept uninterrupted for 9+ hours and jet lag non-existent.
Wow.
I'm actually going to move into your place, darling. Whereabouts is it, Natalie?
It's in Weybridge.
In Weybridge?
Yes. I don't know if you know Weybridge, but it's virtually next door to Prime Health. So it's it's a fabulous location, easy parking, lots of parking. And we're open 7 days a week.
And you also have lots of, don't you? You have lots of different like memberships that you can get, monthly memberships that are all actually very reasonable. I mean, it starts quite low, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It really does. So the key, I think, is people they have been dubious to start with because they don't know how they're going to fit these into their routines. And, I've got friends that said, oh, well, I haven't got time for this. And I said, well, you always make time for your hair appointments, your nail appointments, your facials, so these are therapies that they're so much more important than just superficial. They're so important to your fundamental health. But it's almost about people scheduling it and prioritizing it. So I now have clients on the unlimited cryo package, for example, who will stand there at the start of the week and go, right, well, I can come in at 3 o'clock on this day, I can come on 5 o'clock on this day, and they just schedule, they prioritize their cryotherapy, for example, it's about educating people to get these therapies into their routines.
Really important.
Yes, I'm willing to be convinced by the warm ones. It's the cold one. I can't stand the cold.
No, I can't. I can't. Honestly, I can't. But it is we make it as fun as possible. Yes.
I had my crutch with me, didn't I? And so, we were dancing in there. It was great. It was so much fun. And it got 2 minutes goes so fast because you're playing our favourite tune at the same time. And it's full blast, and it was brilliant. We had such a ball, and then you come out and you are tingling from head to toe, and then your body warms up very quickly, doesn't it? It's a lot of fun. It really is. It's a bit scary when you first go in there, but
it is, and that's it's almost the mental side of it. Is that you tell people that this chamber is -60, and they go, oh, and then I go, oh, you spend 30 seconds in there, and then you go through to the -110 chamber, and they go, what? Because -110 just seems bonkers. And actually, my parents, when I first told them I was doing this, they said, oh my goodness, you can't possibly do that, and they do it all the time now. They love it. But it's so quick, and wet cold and dry cold are completely different. You come out, as Natalie said, you warm up very quickly. You're not wet. You're not walking around a field or running through your garden to get warm again. You're dry. You get dressed. You get on with your day. But that having exposed your immune system to that stress has kicked off all sorts of health benefits, not just for your body but for your brain as well. And that's why I'm loving it for my MS, is that it's just clears my brain fog, because it fires off a lot of very powerful neurotransmitters that are so important for your mental health. The endorphins that it kicks off, the dopamine, the serotonin, it's all the happy hormones. And I have to be convinced to go in every day. I never want to do it, and I'm also, I have to, but I know I do it because I feel amazing when I come out.
Wonderful.
Debbie, tell everybody about the amazing massage chair as well.
Yes. Well, there are massage chairs, and there are massage chairs. As we were actually waiting to go in and try everything, this man said, don't forget to try the best massage chair, didn't he? Best massage chair I've ever had. Forget, take that idea out of your head and just go on a massage chair. So we thought, So there they were. They, first of all, they look very different to any massage chairs you've ever seen because they're sort of more egg, you know, they're sort of rounder and more egg-like, and they're very comfortable when you sit in them. But the first thing I noticed when I put my feet in was that they kind of had, you know, a grabbing sensation. So my feet grabbed. And then there's somewhere that you put your arms. And literally what happens is it's the best massage you've ever had in your life because it really does massage you properly, and you can make it more or less. And then I changed halfway through to a Thai massage, and then I started being pulled all over the place like, wow. And I thought, this is so weird. There is nobody doing this.
But the best bit is that it scans your body, doesn't it? It scans your body for all the dodgy bits that need massaging. And then afterwards, it rescans your body to say, this bit's better, this change. To explain how that works.
Well, it does. You hold a sensor and it scans from the top of your shoulders right down to your coccyx, and it color codes them red, yellow, green, and then it divides, and it's testing where your reaction to the chair and also where you're carrying tension. And it's really interesting because we get a lot of professional sports people, you know, footballers, cricketers, golfers, you name it. We seem to have them at Revive. And they will be able, because they know their body so well, they'll be able to say, well, I'm going to be red in the traps area and my coccyx. And 9 times out of 10, it's right. And the machine will then devise you a massage off the results of that scan.
Fantastic.
Oh, well done.
Oh, wow. Natalie, for instance, I've had a constant pain here, and I sort of ruled out all the, you know, serious diseases, but I'm sure it's tension. So it's like, so this would be the sort of thing that sports people get, isn't it? When they have a sort of a strain or a tension in their bodies. Yeah. So this sort of thing would help that as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, again, we carry tension in our bodies. And as a result of that, we don't walk properly. We hold ourselves, which pulls our muscles in different positions and strains the muscles. And so, you know, my Novathor bed, just relaxing on that for 17 minutes, you would feel a million times better. It's just, there's so many different elements. And the beauty, I think, of Revive, of what we've created, is that there's something for everyone. Cryotherapy might not be for you. I've got girlfriends who still haven't come and used it, but they love the Novathor, or they like the, you know, they love the neuro relaxation bed, or the massage chairs, or the hyperbarics if they've been on a flight. So there's something for everyone, and that's the beauty of the place.
That's lovely. Thank you
You've
so
been
much.
an amazing guest, Natalie, and we will bring you back again because we'd love to talk to you more. But we will definitely come in and see you. I need to go back on the red bed.
Definitely.
And I need to be, you know, hypnotized because I just loved that. It was just amazing. Thank you so much for being our guest.
Oh, brilliant. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you, Natalie.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
The minute you come and Caddy, when you get yourself over here to Carbon and Weybridge, we're going to drag you there.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
You wear a swimming costume, pair of shorts or whatever, but you also get put in a little woolly hat, gloves, and some little woolly socks. So all these bits, and a mask just to keep your nose from getting cold. So all these bits are protected, but Debbie Arnold managed to come out of the changing room looking like Brigitte Bardot. I came out looking like, what did I look like? I looked like, oh, I don't know, little Smurf, little sort of garden mole.
Ninja.
Please, if you're around, go to Revive in Weybridge. It is, well, unbelievable.
Recommended.
Yeah.
Really is.
Bye.
Bye.